think the biggest thing, like when I look back on, my career, there's been numerous, there's was Mike 1.0, there's Mike 2.0, I'm on Mike 820,000 hours. I don't even know what number I'm on. There's been so many, so many, just getting to a different level. And, there was a point in my life where, like I said, I had tons and tons of money. People always ask me, when were you financially free? And I'd say I've been pretty much financially free probably since my late 30s, maybe mid 30s. But I didn't have freedom. I had financial freedom, but I didn't have time freedom. I didn't have health freedom. I didn't have the other freedoms that go with that. And so I think my message would be, uh, instead of chasing money, money is super important. But if you could put money on autopilot, so it comes in effortlessly, I compare it to oxygen. Oxygen is the most important thing we have, but I'm not thinking to myself right now, I hope Fong's not breathing too much because there's only so much oxygen. We don't think about it. It's the most important thing we've got, yet it's so abundant we don't even think about it. Money is equally abundant. It's just you need to learn, you need to train your brain and yourself on how to have it coming in on autopilot. And that's through, in my opinion, passive income creates that, where you don't worry about the money anymore. You have a certain number of properties, the money comes in every month and it covers all your bills and then some. And then anything else that you do is all like bonus. But once you've got that, then you can stop focusing on chasing money all the time. And once you do that, I wish instead of just a bank account, we had a happiness account and we had a fulfillment account.
Mhm.
And we measured that on a regular basis, because I think when you start chasing happiness and fulfillment, and happiness to me comes from hanging out with my grandkids and my daughter, traveling. That's one of my favorite things to do. Fulfillment comes from helping others and giving back and volunteering and the mentorship that I give. All that stuff makes you feel very fulfilled inside, and no amount of money can replace that. So get your money on autopilot, create a life that you love. It doesn't have to be the same as mine, but just realize that money is abundant. There's lots of it out there. Quit reading the news, quit listening to the news that makes it sound like the whole world's collapsing and there's this financial crisis. That's all a bunch of BS. Instead of worrying about things you can't control, focus on the things that you can control. Focus on your economy within your home. Focus on your happiness, your health, and don't worry about all that stuff, all that noise going on out there around you. Most of it is just made up. And so anyway, my biggest piece of advice is to get your money in order, get the money out of the equation where you're not thinking about it all the time, and then focus on the things that really matter, like family, health, giving back, and your life will be 100 times more exciting than having just a big bank account.
2, 3, 4. So how is success similar to a roller coaster?
Oh man, that's easy. Well, here's the thing though. When you first start, it's much more of a roller coaster. There's a lot more ups and downs. And if you're doing things properly though, eventually you do a lot of climbing upwards. And then the coming down is more fun because it's not the same. It's not a loss. It's just like sometimes you do a really big deal and then you take a break and you go on a nice vacation, and that's your coming down. It's not losing money coming down. So, but yeah, definitely when you first start, it definitely feels like a roller coaster. And here's the thing, for anybody who may be just starting in real estate, one day you're going to look back. I look back at some of my lowest moments in my career where things just weren't going right. And I had what I considered massive failure. And I like to think that life happens for you, not to you. And sometimes those lowest moments lead to your biggest successes. Sometimes, like I look at that deal that was miserable after my first deal, the next deal that totally crashed. And at the time, trust me, I was not a happy camper and I had nothing good to say about it. But I think I needed that lesson in humbleness. And I think if all my deals went as smooth as the first deal, I'd probably be a real jerk right now. I'd have lots of money and be an ass. So but you need these are all lessons. Everything is a lesson. And so yeah, enjoy the roller coaster, enjoy the journey. You'll look back and you'll realize it was all worth it.
Awesome. So that's how success is like a roller coaster.